I'm in.
Good. Place still hot?
All quiet here, General.
Copy. We'll keep Echo Squad in the air till you need them.
Habitation Block 6. Security breached. Habitation Block 6.
Looks like Shrike units came in roofside.
Get your shield ready. Shreks go kamikaze if you get too close.
Hab 6 is clear. How many on staff here?
Let me see. The Trell is a Class 3 refinery. It should be about 400 or so. Why, what's the problem?
Well, I'm 30 meters in and it's a ghost town.
Alright. I'm dropping Gamma Raid 4 clicks north at Spike 14. I want that whole perimeter secured. Get out of there. I need to drop Echo Squad now. Vega, the drop zone is under attack. I need you to secure it. I've got Echo Squad on final approach.
Echo Squad reporting, Commander.
Nice work, Vega. Alright, your battle control's online. I'm loading scans of the area to you now. As you can see here, the attacks are coming from the north. West Service Pass, the straightest shot. But you'll have to go with the squads you got, and that may not be enough. Now, East Canyon's a whole click longer, but if you can take Spike 14, I can get you reinforcements.
Spike 14's where we lost Gamma Raid.
Well, and it might be safer to stick together. It's your call, Vega. Good luck.
Get moving.
Yes, sir.
Infantry,
Yes, sir.
reposition.
On our way. We've reached our destination.
Infantry,
Yes, sir.
reposition.
Reached our point, yes, sir. Hold your ground, man. Get ready. Here they come, soldiers. Target terminated. Enemy down.
We have visual on an unidentified structure near your position. Gather your raid and move in for a close proximity scan.
Get moving.
Moving out.
Go.
On the move.
Tiberium field capture sequence initiated. Stand by for deployment. 5, 4,
Infantry,
Sir, we're here, sir. What next?
Tiberium field secured.
head to destination.
Executing your order.
Reinforcements available.
Good work, Vega. With Spike 14 back online, I can drop more reinforcements for you. Just give the signal on your BCU when you're ready.
We're ready.
Infantry,
Yes, sir. Sir, we're standing by for your next order.
go.
Executing as ordered.
Infantry,
Sir?
go.
Okay,
Get moving.
we're on it. Kill confirmed. Nice shot. Target down. We're here, sir. What next? Man down! Take
Move. Engage the enemy.
Go, go, go! Line 'em up! Damn! Cover me! Target terminated. Nice shot. Another one down!
uploaded scan data now.
Confirmed. That structure's fused into the main pipeline junction. Where's that main artery lead?
I'm on it.
Move here.
Waiting for your order.
Infantry 2, find cover.
Threat detected. Threat eliminated. Waiting for your command.
Missile. Your infantry has arrived.
Squad 2 reporting.
Missile team ready for combat.
Infantry 2, get moving.
Missile team 3 reporting.
Missile team, move up.
On the move. Okay, we're here.
Titan deployed.
Infantry 1, find cover.
Executing your order, Commander. We're here, sir.
The
Infantry 1,
Titan has
come on,
arrived.
keep up.
Missile team ready.
Pre-deployment complete.
Not bad for a prototype. Got it. Holy shit, what's the size of that thing? What the hell is that?
Habitation block 6 security breached. Habitation block 6.
All right, looks like Hab 6 is clear, General. Heading for airlock.
Infantry deployed. Infantry ready for combat. Warning. Air threats approaching. In range for NLS homing missiles. Infantry ready for combat.
Infantry 2, move to cover.
We're on our way.
Infantry 1, get moving. Infantry 1, head to destination.
We're on the move. Commander, we're standing by.
Prepare to breach.
For in time we may have a glory, a love story to tell. Just as every autumn leaves fall from the trees. So in the springtime, like sweet melodies, they
Power is coming online. I will not be able to access the facility. I still need your man to catch me. Alright, one shot, one kill. Gallagher's crashing from me.
Our only exit out of here. See anything else?
I will attempt to activate the elevator inside the room.
Back of the room.
one more kiss, dear. One more time. Only this is goodbye. For our love.
Mankind on the verge of extinction. It wasn't until the Academy that I realized how quickly the world had changed. It really hasn't been that long since we first discovered it. Tiberium. A new form of radioactive matter, not of this Earth. And it grew like cancer. Anything it touched was converted into more Tiberium. Left unchecked, Tiberium would consume the entire planet in 120 years.
Target's fanning out!
Sector looks good, grid looks good. Okay, drop the spike.
Welcome back, Commander. What holding pattern?
Yes, sir. You'll need to hurry. Storm and seismic activity in the area is steadily increasing. When did it start? 48 hours ago. It's overloaded our instruments after a decade of complete silence. We haven't seen anything like this before.
It's the tower, sir. It's changing.
That may be. We're sending you to find out. You'll be leading our recon team. You'll be briefed en route.
Gallagher.
Yeah. Long time no see, Ricardo.
You're the same as ever.
Maybe. But much has changed. The screener gone, but outside this base, it all belongs to Nod. So you'll be wanting this.
The new GD-10. Mag rails.
Aye. And upgradable. New molds will be available soon. And Vega. McNeil's got a Nod operative working intel on this one.
You must love that.
Don't get me started. Speak of the devil.
Commander Vega, I presume. I am Maja.
Priestess.
You know our ways.
Damn, Vega. Don't let Command see that. You look like one of them.
You mean a cultured and intelligent officer?
So, Maja, what kind of resistance am I looking at?
I'm tracking 2 battalion-sized forces. And be warned, the area around the tower is holy ground to my people. They will defend it fiercely. I will guide you along the path of least resistance.
Convoy's ready, Vega.
I will monitor your progress and pray for your safe passage, Commander.
I feel better already. Hey, Vega.
Yeah.
Come back in one piece, right?
Will do.
Oh my god. Vega. You need to get out of there. Now!
Back to the base! Move!
Vega, we're evacuating the Mobius. If you could just get across the bridge, we can airlift you out.
Keep moving!
secure, General. We have our staging area. And G-Tech's delivering the antimatter bomb as we speak.
Good work, Vega. We're bringing the Madrid down now for refueling.
So Tiberium is a sci-fi squad-based shooter that's set in the Tiberium universe. You're a forward battle commander leading the fight from the front lines, and you get to lead powerful units like infantry, aircraft, armored walkers, missile teams, and these are some of your most powerful weapons. You also have a transforming first-person weapon, the GD-10, which really brings a unique style of play to the FPS combat. Well, it's a squad-based shooter, so there's tactical depth in there. We want to keep the action high, which is, I think, speaks to the roots of it being the C&C games always were action-oriented RTS games. This is not an RTS, it's a shooter, but we wanted to take some of that choice and these compulsions like dominating your enemy, exploration, those sorts of things from a C&C game and translate the compulsions as a first-person experience. It really felt like the right way to do that was keep the action high, give the player squads under his command, and keep the interface for that squad control pretty simple. So give you tactical depth, but keep it simple. So the GD-10 is the forward battle commander's primary weapon. What's unique about it, first and foremost, is that it transforms. It's actually a rock, paper, and scissors, is how I like to refer to it, in that it's not just a sniper weapon or it's not just an assault weapon. It can actually transform into 4 different primary weapons you can carry with you at any point in time. There's definitely a blend of familiar and new units or squads at your disposal in Tiberium. In part because it's 11 years later in the future, and most of the games in this universe have evolved and introduced new units each time. But there's also some classic favorites. And for example, the Orca, which has always been the close air support craft in the Tiberium universe. The Titan has also appeared in previous Tiberium universe wars, but again has been evolved for the raid units, for the operations deep in the Tiberium red zones. So we've invested in a lot of technology for the Tiberium engine. It's built on top of Unreal Engine 3, but there's a lot of enhancements to make sure the presentation is unique and can deliver our unique style of gameplay with multi-squad combat, the larger environments that are necessary for that sort of thing. A super important thing to me is I love the way a game sounds. If it sounds immersive, it feels like I'm really there. A lot of that is sold through the audio.
Adaptive Surround Experience, or ASX, is an audio technology that we've created specifically for our game Tiberium. That basically what it does is it looks at what the player's doing moment to moment and makes real-time choices about how to affect the sound mix to give you the best feedback, emotion, and immersion possible while you're playing through the game. The thing that's great about ASX2 is that it'll sound great on a great home theater system, but you don't have to have a great home theater system in order for it to sound great. Whatever your audio setup settings are, it's going to adapt the experience to it. If it's mono or stereo or whatever, it's going to sound great.
So Tiberium will ship for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and a PC when it's ready.
Hey everybody, welcome to the first ever episode of Game Trailers TV. I'm Jeff Keighley, and this week my Orca has touched down here at EA Los Angeles for the world-exclusive first look at gameplay from Tiberium, a new sci-fi first-person action game. And joining me now is the game's executive producer, the ever-fashionable Chris Plummer. How are you, man? Good to see you.
How you doing, Jeff?
So Tiberium, this is set in the Command & Conquer universe, but it's not Command & Conquer : Tiberium. Why?
It's set actually in the Tiberium universe, which is one of the fictions that's been inspired by the Command & Conquer games. Tiberium really inspired us because it's got this really cool device at the center of it. The Crystal Tiberium is this resource that mankind's been fighting for all these years.
Why the decision to sort of move this to the first person? I mean, you're treating it as kind of a new franchise. This isn't kind of like Command & Conquer on the ground, right?
From the get-go, we really wanted to do a science fiction squad-based shooter game. Got your squads to control. The way you get them into the battlefield is they're literally airdrops. So whenever you need reinforcements or if you lose a squad, dropship will come swooping in with more infantry and that sort of thing. And so you don't have to worry about micromanagement.
Ready for combat.
Now, longtime gamers will probably remember there was another Command & Conquer first-person action game, Renegade, which was not that well received. When you guys were thinking about this, I mean, did you go back and look at what worked and what didn't about that game?
Absolutely. I think, there's a lot to learn from Renegade. For one thing, when you have a universe as deep as the Tiberium universe, it really wants to be portrayed with conviction, with the kind of realism that I think we can do with today's graphics. And that's different than the way you need to see the world when you're 1,000 feet in the air, conducting troops. So I think in terms of how we present the universe, there's a lot of learning there.
For this game, you still have the same sides. You've got, GDI, Nod, and the Skrin aliens, which are introduced in Command & Conquer 3. But you pick the GDI side for your main character. Why GDI?
Well, we wanted to tell a story from a character's perspective, and this character, Ricardo Vega, turns out to be a pretty significant new character in the canon of the Tiberium universe.
Now, he is a character that I guess has been in some of the Command & Conquer games before?
Yes, he was in the book. That actually came from us to start seeding what Vega was and what he will become in the next versions of the game that you see.
You'll play through the campaign as Ricardo Vega.
All right, so it's all Vega, no switcheroo or anything like that, playing as a Skrin alien.
I guess you have to play the game and see if we decide that's a good idea.
Welcome back to GTTV's first look at Tiberium, a brand new sci-fi FPS from the guys at Electronic Arts. And joining me now is Dan, who's the designer of this game. Good to see you, man. So, Vega is a man with a mission we don't know yet.
He is a man with a mission you don't know, but it will develop on the course of the game.
But he does have a pretty cool gun here. Now, this is the GD-10. And it's not just one gun, it's sort of its own transformer that can go into, 4 different forms?
Yeah, we're basically a human in a battle suit that's like the F-22 Raptor. The main thing with the gun was that we wanted him to be able to handle multiple situations. Like most FPSs don't have a bunch of flying units.
Right.
So we actually love the flying units from C&C, and then we started coming up with the mechanics for that. But then you don't want him to have this huge rocket launcher that he's pulling out. So it was sort of a way to get around all the main issues, but keep it a little bit more realistic.
Right.
Like the fact that you want to give a commando on the field one multi-purpose weapon.
where you were able to paint sort of flying enemies as targets, right?
Yep.
There's a grenade launcher.
Yep.
There's sort of a standard kind of assault rifle.
Sort of a magnetic rifle. It's a rail rifle, so it fires magnetic slugs. Then we have actually an energy cannon, which is more of our mini ion cannon. It's not really a sniper rifle, but it can be used, and that's just to blow stuff apart.
And more than 4 throughout the game? I mean, other upgrades?
Right now we have the 4 on that gun, and then we have the orbital weapon systems. You've seen C&C lore, and you can probably project what the player will be able to control.
Gotta have the upgrades, right?
Yes.
Infantry deployed. Infantry ready for combat.
Hey, welcome back to Game Trailers TV. This week we're hooking you up with the world-exclusive first look at Tiberium from Electronic Arts. And Chris Plummer, the executive producer, is here with me now. But we're not looking at the game, we're looking at a board game called the Analog Prototype.
Yeah, this is sort of a blast from the past, way back in our lo-fi prototyping stages, but it sort of unlocked the balance of action and strategy. You could play action cards, or you could play tactics, if you will, like ordering squads around. And through this prototype, we were able to develop some of our design theory on how we wanted the game to play out.
Infantry 1, reposition.
And then went into low-fidelity interactive prototypes, stuff that honestly looks like 70s arcade games. Some of the weapons prototypes, some of the ideas on how would you bring troops into the battlefield with reinforcements and stuff. Those are all done as low-fidelity prototypes.
Joining me now is Eric, who's the audio director on this game. You've been working on this for 2.5 years?
Yep, 2.5 years.
So tell us about the sound.
We've actually developed this technology called the Adaptive Surround Experience, ASX, which allows you to essentially play the game, and it will make intelligent choices about the most important things for you to hear in the mix. It isn't something where you set it up beforehand and then it's just going to play. The sounds are always going to play the same way.
So a guy dying, is that a priority 1 sound when you're...
Potentially, it depends on the scenario. What it's doing
What could be more important than one of your teammates dying?
Well, that is important. There is specific feedback like that. Well, it could be what's the greatest threat on you.
Right.
Or, you know, are you going
That's right, somebody's going to kill you. I guess that's more important than the other guy dying, right? Any cool sounds that you've come up with so far with, you know, weird objects?
Yeah, I mean, there's been tons of stuff, but the one that comes to mind most recently is I have a 1-year-old son, and he managed to knock some of the food off of his plate onto one of these plastic placemats, and he was trying to grab at it, and with his fingernails he kept scratching on it, and it made the coolest little whooshing sound that I recorded, and it's now used as some of the whiz-by elements in our game.
Do you have the whoosh that you're Find the whoosh, come on. Amazing the places you find sounds.
It is, isn't it?
We're back on Game Trailers TV, and this week we're talking about a big game that's coming out later this year. It's our world-exclusive first look at the gameplay of Tiberium. Now, Dan, you're designing this thing now. We've got single player, multiplayer is obviously an important part of it, right? We're gonna see sort of a conquest mode for multiplayer, right?
We've talked about the 1 mode, which is sort of our what we're calling our conquer mode, and that's about it right now.
So multiplayer, we're not revealing a lot of details about it right now, but you will be able to take your squads into multiplayer, which is something we're really excited about.
1 side, 2 sides?
The way we're playing it right now is, think of it as almost like a GDI Enders game. So all the forward battle commanders, which is this new, most elite force within GDI, think of them as like the Navy SEALs of GDI in the future.
Missile team ready for combat.
Any chance we're going to see Kane in this thing?
Well, if you look back at all the Tiberium Universe games, there's really only one character that has appeared in one form or another in all of them. The character that's had some continuity thus far might have reason to appear in our game as well.
A new day will dawn. The future is ours.
Are we going to see live action cutscenes? Because that's something that's been very familiar to Command and Conquer fans.
Yeah, and I think that, it's worked great in the RTS games, especially when you're up so high. You need to get in close and personal and see the details. We've made the decision to go completely with CG cutscenes and storytelling sequences so we can keep the player in the story the entire time and keep them immersed in it.
All right, Chris, well, thanks for the first ever look at Tiberium. The world-exclusive gameplay looks great, and we will see the game on store shelves later this year for...
Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC.
How the hell did we get here? Mankind on the verge of extinction. And after all these years, all we've really learned is the unthinkable. That we are not the only world fighting for Tiberium.
systems online.